go to heaven and hell. Here's a real idea for you. Be role models to your daughters. Get real jobs.
I was reading in an interview from the 90s that you didn't want to be very famous because that would be horrible. What do you think now, being probably one of the best known actors in the world?
I think I was probably talking about not the work, but just somehow some of the pressures that I saw some famous people have, just the intrusion on their privacy and stuff like that. So I was probably talking about that aspect of it.
And how can you manage with that now you are so famous?
It's my days are pretty normal. Gratefully, I don't have that kind of experience that I know some artists have, where they have to put on disguises or do certain things to try and have be out in the world. I don't have that experience.
What was the feeling, you guys, that you got from seeing yourselves become pop culture icons a lot of years ago? What was the sensation that you feel the first time that you saw in cartoons or in the serials even?
Nice. Bill and Ted's excellent cereal.
It's a strange thing. We had both been acting for a little while when we did this stuff, and had experienced some degree of experience out in the world as actors. It's very different when you walk into a supermarket and see your face on a cereal box at 3 a.m. Both of us tend to be pretty grounded, normal people outside of the business. I think it's one of the things we liked about each other from the beginning. And so there's always, for me, been a separation between my public life and my private life that's very distinct, and it almost just feels like it's happening to somebody else, to be honest with you.
What was the first thing you thought when you were asked to return to your character 50 years later? Did you ever think it could be too risky?
No, I mean, the writers came to us with a really good idea, and invited us to collaborate with them. And so once we agreed to, okay, the idea got cooked enough and looked like a movie, like we felt like there was a story there and a story that we wanted to tell, we were just on board.
Yeah, I mean, there was a pressure, I suppose, or a sense of responsibility to the fans. We had never really thought about making a third before they came to us with this idea, but the idea had a lot of potential, and we felt we could actually play these guys. It gave us an opening to play these guys at this age, just the whole basic nature of the story. So I think we all just worked really hard to make, at the end of the day, just to make a good movie first and foremost, and not get too caught up in worrying about the franchise or the legacy or any of that kind of stuff. But hopefully, if we made a good movie, it would take care of everything else.
From the first film, writers Chris and Ed said they not only wanted to make a silly joke comedy, they wanted to achieve something classic like Abbott and Costello, and I think they did. What do you think the Bill and Ted movies have that makes them so much more relevant than a silly comedy?
I think the heart of the characters and the heart of the humor and the kind of the perseverance of the characters, like they kind of never give up, and the spirit of them, I mean, just their calling card of be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. I think they kind of present this really positive face, but they also come, you can kind of sense that there's that they come from some kind of hardship in the past, you know what I mean? Like they're not clowns, and but they're kind of fools, but in the best sense. They kind of offer, I don't know, I'm going to say this in a weird way. It's going to sound, I don't know how it's going to sound, but there's like kind of like the best. They offer the best side of us in a weird way, maybe.
In this movie, you changed your appearance repeatedly. You become jail hostage, elderly people. How was that process of physical transformation?
It was very enjoyable. It was challenging. We had really great people working with us, probably the best in the business. So, that made it as easy as possible. And certainly the art that they brought to it was really inspiring. And it's inspiring to perform in that kind of makeup. And Keanu and I really enjoyed performing together. But it was also fun to perform opposite each other and ourselves in different guises, both physically and emotionally. That was something that made us excited about doing this project from the beginning, was the idea that we got to confront ourselves in all of these different guises.
People are starting to go to movie theaters because they really miss the experience to watching a movie on the big screen. What do you think about it? And what do you think is the importance of comedy, cinema, music in these difficult times?
Yeah, I mean, it's a sense of relief, a sense of pleasure, a sense of community. And with a comedy, it's hopefully you're going to laugh and feel good, and you're going to do it with your friends and your loved ones and with total strangers. And there's a kind of agreement and trust for that to happen. And I think that humanly makes us feel good. That's a good thing. That means that there's health, that there's, and I think, in these extraordinary times, that, we want to support the movie going experience. And I think everybody who's involved with the cinemas and going to the movies are going to do the best they can to make a safe environment for people to do that.
Yeah, and with the comedy, it's so much about laughing and hearing the laughter of the people around you in a theater, and that group experience, like you said, like the music experience. Comedy is especially a community or communal experience, and we want people to be safe, so we're very glad the film is coming out, so people can watch it at home where they need to do that. But we're also very grateful that it's coming out in the cinemas, and that for places where that's safe, people can get back out into the movies again.
Finally, I would like to know, if you had the opportunity to travel back in time in the phone booth and you could say something to yourself 30 years ago, what would it be?
I'm going to take a motorcycle ride at some point in my life and get hit by a car.
Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest stuntman. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tell that person, me, to maybe look out for that car.
Maybe not drive so fast going around that corner before you get to that car.
No, this is a different one.
Oh, that one. I remember that one too.
I said that one.
Yeah, oh God, that one. Oh yeah. Yes, that was not a pleasant memory.
No.
I don't know. I think I would tell my younger self to that everything is going to be all right. That it's not always going to be easy, but it's going to be all right.
Thank you so much, guys, and really congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.